Hey everyone, and welcome back to the worst channel on YouTube. My name is Matt and I run this channel, and today I have something a little different to show you. So, if you don't know, I'm still refining my painting skills. In fact, just kind of still learning them. And so I want to practice different styles. Because of this, I decided to just practice in front of everyone and show you the time lapse of my work. I know that's kind of what I've had in some of my other videos, but this one is just going to be me painting a picture. So hopefully this will be interesting to everyone, and please give me your feedback with the like button and comments below. So, in this, my first attempt to recreate a historical work of art, I decided to go with one just a little less known. The 1907 painting by, I believe is Frank Cadogan Cowper? Maybe pronouncing his name wrong, but the painting is titled Vanity, and I have it pictured here. I chose this one because I thought the use of color was really interesting, and I like the kind of Renaissance style to it. I know it wasn't a Renaissance painting in the era that it was painted, but I think it kind of has that style to it. So right off the bat, this video is a bit of an experiment to see if this is interesting to anyone. And I'm going to try a few of these just to see how they do. This first video will have some narration by me, but I may change this format, for future painting videos. It really depends on the feedback that I get on it. But I want to thank you in advance for checking this one out. And, please leave me a comment. And, I just want to create some good content, and hopefully this is entertaining to at least someone. Okay, so getting into it. First, I'm going to work on the background, the negative space in the back. I think this will be the easiest part, as it's mostly black with some leaves and a little bit of detail. So let's see how this goes. Okay, so after finishing the background, I think it's okay. I don't want to add more to it and ruin it, but it definitely isn't as vibrant or defined as the original painting. So I'll have to try and make sure the rest of it is a little more toned down too, to match the darker background that I made, just so it doesn't look out of place. So That's the first thing, is this painting, it's going to be a little darker and a little more muted than the rest, only because that's what I ended up doing with the background. Didn't quite mean to, but that's how it turned out. So as I'm choosing colors as I go, I am going to kind of go a little bit darker than what I think that I should. So with that, I'll move on. So next, I'll move on to the face and the exposed body. Basically, wherever there's skin showing, except the hands, because those are going to be a little harder to paint later. Yeah, so here we go. Okay, so the face is looking decent, although I can't quite get the nose right, I don't think, but we can come back to this. Also, her chin, it's a little wider than it is in the original painting. I may try and correct that as I go along, but I'm going to leave it as it is for now, because I think it looks pretty good. So next I'm going to move on to the hair and see how that goes. Alright, so the hair worked out pretty well. It isn't a perfect match to the reference photo, but I think it did actually turn out pretty good. It does flow nicely, and I think I got the lighting right on most of it, especially trying to go with the darker tone to match the background. So I think that works. So moving on from there, I'm going to go on to the first piece of clothing, her hat. Okay, so the hat proved to be a bit trickier than I thought it would be. And full disclosure, I did kind of trace the gold leaf inlay on it because I didn't want to mess up the pattern, but I did color it on my own, trying to match the reflection colors. I did paint the base hat just freehand, matching, the cloth style and everything, but that gold inlay, I tried it a few times on my own and it really just didn't look right. Okay, so moving on, I'm going to move on to the lower portion, starting with the dress. My first challenge, though, is I really have no clue how to paint those white frills at the top, or even the folds in the cloth. They're very sharp in terms of the color contrast, and I've never painted something like that before, so I actually took a break for a day or so when I was working on this one. And just to kind of think about how I was going to tackle this. So what you just saw, that was a day's worth of work. Basically, I'm going to do the same technique that I did with the hat up above, at least the base of the hat, but this time with whites and grays. So here goes nothing. Okay, so the lace underdress piece really just didn't work the way I wanted it to. I mean, it doesn't look bad, and it does look like cloth, but it's definitely not what the original painting had. I tried layering multiple times over it too, just to try and fix it and make it look closer, but I really couldn't get it. So I decided to move on because it does look okay. Like it's definitely not a match to the original for sure. The pearls as well, I decided to add that in with the dress because they were draped over that part. So I've always had a little bit of trouble painting hands and ears for that matter because they have such small, intricate parts to them. But I decided to move on with the hands just because. So here we go. Okay, so the hands did take quite a long time, about 4 hours actually. I think they're passable, and again, the pearls were easy enough. This is actually the end of day 2, though, of me painting, so I'm actually going to take a break now because I've been at this for another 6 hours or so. So, yeah, I will pick up again tomorrow, and you will see the next bit of progress. Okay, it's the next day, and yeah, the mirror and the cloth, they really didn't take too long. They weren't too hard to do. I spent about an hour on those. Now finally, I'm gonna try and cover what I think is the most complex part of the painting. Of course, that big midsection, which is what I'm calling her outer dress. So I already painted that top part, which is, I guess, like the inner dress part. Like I don't know the names of everything, but I've been trying to think about how I'm gonna tackle this one. I may actually save this for tomorrow too. I know I haven't been working on it too long today, but we'll see. Alright, so here's the finished painting. I think it turned out pretty good. The main issue is that her face is out of proportion from the original, especially her jawline. But I am afraid that if I try to fix it, I might mess up the rest, so I'm leaving it alone. I did time myself. I don't really know how long it was at the moment, but I'll put it here on the screen somewhere so you can see how long this took. And again, please leave me your feedback in the comments below. If you liked this, please consider subscribing and leaving a like. I do find making these videos when I'm just painting to be relaxing and fun, because I just get to practice and I like recreating things. this one is just a test to see if anyone likes to see these types of videos that's just painting. So I'm going to release a few of them and see how they do. Each one is going to be a slightly different format because, again, I'm testing this. So the next one I plan to not really have much narration at all and just have the painting. But, you know, I still have to make the painting and see how that goes. So, yeah, if you enjoyed, please do leave a comment and consider subscribing. I'll be back soon with a new video. These ones where I'm doing this type of in-depth painting take a while to create, so my next video definitely won't be one of these. I will be back soon though with a new video. Remember, I do upload every Saturday, so if you're interested, just come back and check it out. It may not be this, but it'll be something. And yeah, I do hope to see you back here. Thank you again so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.